Hey, welcome guys to the channel. I am excited for this. Like I have, how many months we waiting to do this,
I
guys.
know it's been a bit.
Welcome to my
Finally.
channel. As you can see, I talk about faith, motherhood, and life matters. And like for those that have been on this channel before, we talk about everything motherhood in the last how many months now. But today I'm gonna be bringing a friend, a very good sister. She's from Nigeria, but now she's Ghanaian. Please put your hands together for Lola Black official.
Yay.
So,
I'm happy to be here.
I
Thank you
am
for having me.
excited, sis. I am super excited. Um, so today we'll just be talking about all about us moms. And funny
Mhm.
enough, that was the topic that came to my head. I was like, I want to have a conversation, very chill, very whatever. But I also did not want to have a conversation that was very, very serious, right? So I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not this short. I think it's just how my camera is angled. I'm
Yeah.
not that short.
You're all right. You're fine.
So I wanted to talk about you. Let's start. What do you do? Who is Lola Black? Why did Lola Black start a YouTube channel? Let's do a summary of that first.
Well, my name is Titilola, and when I was thinking of a name to call myself as a brand, I just came up with Lola and Black because I'm a proud African woman. So Lola Black just sort of it just sort of tied into how I wanted to represent myself. So that's how Lola Black became a thing. So I'm a mom. I'm a teacher. I work for the Toronto District School Board. I teach elementary school kids African history. And yeah, I started my YouTube channel in 2017 where I just, talk about my experience as a Nigerian immigrant in Canada. And that's basically that. I'm getting more into content creation now as a lifestyle blogger. Just sharing my life really and inspiring, whoever who I can. Yeah, that's
Nice,
basically
nice.
what I'm about.
Wow, that's amazing. So, guys, the link to our channel will be in the description. So make sure you go check her channel out. She has
Thank
been doing
you.
she's been doing so many what do you call that thing? Oh Jesus.
What's that?
Um, so when they flip your room where your room looks like this and becomes that. She's been doing a lot of
Oh yeah, I
makeovers.
like
Sorry. Oh
transformations. I love
Jesus.
DIY. So I just always like transform my space. I
Nice,
love
nice.
doing it. So if you are interested in that type of stuff, please follow me. I have tricks and tips for you, to make your space more enjoyable. Yeah. I'm
And
not a pro, but
the funny thing is that a lot of people think these things are very expensive. And that's where I want to actually go to. Do you think that the reason why we don't invest that much, especially us moms, do you think that we always think of money first than what our
um,
end results will look like when it comes to like doing makeovers in the house?
yes, I definitely think so. I mean, especially now that it's COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like it's possible that people are not really thinking about their homes a lot. People may be more focused on their mental health and their children and whatnot. But part of me taking care of my mental health is making sure that where I am is, homely and beautiful and relaxing. And actually, before COVID, I would actually say yes. I used to think of money a lot. Like, oh, I could have bought diapers, or I could have bought this. I
Mm,
would have like mom guilt whenever I would buy myself something nice.
mm,
I'll be
mm.
like, wow, I could have put that money in a savings or something. And my husband is very frugal, right? So he's not a spender at all. So I'm the one, I'm the one that's always like thinking about ways to, spice up things. And that did not just happen. It came from a place of me telling myself that I needed to take care of myself. And money is just money. And the funny thing is, like you said, all these things are not expensive. I just posted a video of my bedroom transformation. Not like a
Yeah,
transformation, really,
I
like
will
an
add that to the
update.
description so that they can go check
Right.
it out.
Okay. Thank you. I just posted that, and I bought those sheets. I no, not the sheets. I bought the duvet covers for at a ridiculously cheap price, but they look really nice. So you can look expensive and still be on a budget, right? I'm
Hallelujah
all
to
for
that.
that. So
My
it doesn't
sister, my sister.
it
Let
doesn't
me.
have to be
I
designed
think
as
it's a mindset thing sometimes, and I used to feel that, and I was just so I did a vlog today that's coming out 7 o'clock MST,
okay.
and one thing I did in the vlog was to explain to people that even when you're buying clothes for your baby, it doesn't have to be the most expensive one. It just has to look good and fit the whatever age thing. And I tell people, don't buy too many clothes. They're
Mm-hmm.
at home. They are barely chilling. Before now, let me tell you, I had that guilt too. Maybe because I had a girl. So the thing is, a lot of times I will always like want to get that nice dress and that nice top, and I always dress her up in the house. And at some point, I'm like, wait, she's inside the house. I can still dress her up really nicely without actually using all the clothes. I'm buying a lot of clothes. So I had to learn that. And I myself now start getting okay. So when she was 0 to 3, I got 3 to 6, and I used to always just jump the thing, so I will not buy the exact clothes she's using at that particular age. But the
Right.
funny thing is that I noticed that the very cheap ones I would get at Oshkosh or Catters or Walmart, when I wear it, people be like, "Oh my god, your baby's really looking nice," and I'm like,
Exactly.
"Just
Yeah.
$7," but I'm happy.
Exactly. Because I feel like it doesn't really matter how much you've spent on something. It's about how you're wearing it. It's the wearer that really brings the personality to any outfit. And me, I would say, see, moms, look after yourselves, like in any way that you can. Like, even if you're a designer person, if it's one small designer, me, I'm not a brand name person. In fact, you see me wear some really, really, less expensive things, and you'd be like, it looks expensive because of how I'm wearing it. So I just don't overthink it. Take care of yourself, look good, feel good, because you can't give what you don't have. Our children need us. If we always put them first, I don't know if we'll be able to always be able to give them the best, because you just keep giving and giving and you're not taking care of yourself. Not to say do not put your children first, but I would say also prioritize yourself, man. Prioritize yourself, because if you don't, who will? Your husband or your partner can support you in the best way that they know how. You are the one who knows like the areas where you need to be taken care of, and you need to be able to do what you want to do for yourself by yourself sometimes. So yeah.
You just nailed it on the head. To be very sincere, and a lot of people always forget that. Never lose yourself. Like you said, if you're not
Mhm.
giving them your best, they won't know that my mom is actually a superwoman because they'll always see that tired mom. And I noticed that a lot of people have that issue a lot
Mhm.
of times. I'm trying to see if I can put in the so that people understand what we're talking about. But in my head, I wanted to ask you this question: when you became a mom, what were the things, or when you became a first time mom, what were the things you felt like you didn't know that you learned on the job? Because I feel like
Ah,
sometimes when you're talking about it, it's always easier, it's always better. But I noticed that a lot of people actually don't talk about it and they don't know these things. And
yeah,
we're all boxed in our different spaces, and we don't
yeah,
actually know what people are going through. So what
yeah.
give us like a top 5 things you learned or mistakes you made that um you kind of learned on the job while being a mom.
Hmm. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can think of five on the top of my head. Um, but I'll definitely say yes, breastfeeding is something that we need to talk about a bit more. Um, I felt like I was lied to, or I wasn't I wasn't
You weren't
educated
giving all
enough.
the tea.
Excuse me. Oops, excuse me. I'm drinking soda. Okay, so here's the thing. I remember when I first had, I think it was the first few weeks of my prenatal appointment with my midwives, and one of them asked me if I planned on breastfeeding. And in my mind, as an African woman, I was like, what kind of a question is that? Why would you be asking me that? I remember that question after Kofi came, and I was like, I see why they ask. You know how, like, you meet a woman and you ask them if they want to have kids. I'll be like, what woman doesn't want to have kids? Like, why would you be asking people that? Honestly, now that I'm a mom, I don't blame people who don't want to have kids. I don't blame people who don't want to breastfeed. I would say, yes, I used to judge them because I had not been there. So, like, you see a mom who has big breasts and they are giving their children formula. My mind was, before I became a mom, my mind was, "Ah, you have big breasts, you have milk." But that's also a myth, right? Because smaller people can carry big babies, smaller breasts can have more milk than fuller breasts. So I had to learn a lot about breastfeeding when I became a mom. And that was something that nobody really taught me. I wish I knew more about that. But again, everybody has like different experiences, and really nobody can walk you through something like that because it affects us differently. It really did affect my mental health a lot. um, yeah, but I'm glad I was able to breastfeed. I feel blessed. Breastfeeding is cheap. It's it's healthy. It's wonderful. I'm glad I didn't spend so much money buying formula. Not to say children who are formula fed are not this thing, but I'm just saying if God blesses you and you can breastfeed for free, that's the best thing ever, isn't it? So I had a different understanding after I became a mom. um, what else? I feel like they lied to us when they said when you have a baby, you don't have period pains anymore.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they said when you have a baby. Oh, Um, my period came 6 months after I had my baby, and yeah, I had cramps. It was bad. Another thing I had to learn is what else? Oh my goodness. So many things, but I'm just motherhood is crazy.
Wow.
Hmm.
I
What?
think another thing that I feel like people don't talk about also is your emotional and mental health. I think people
Yes,
don't talk
that
about it enough because I kind of felt like someone was looking at me, and I was sharing with a friend of mine yesterday that the first 2 months I was still in shock,
I
and
had shock. Yeah.
I the shock was not necessarily like, oh, I have a baby, but the shock was like someone be watching me, someone will be looking at everything I do. Like that was how I felt. And
Right.
it really, really got to me that I was not sleeping well, I was not eating well.
Yeah,
And
that was me.
a lot of times I just feel like we need to talk about these things more, especially
Yeah. Yeah.
the emotional and mental part.
My mom had to force me to do some things, and for me I felt like I wasn't even able to communicate my feelings to her because I felt like she wouldn't understand, being that she's a mom of six, and I felt intimidated that she has done it 6 times. This is just my first time. Like, what am I crying for? Do you get what I mean? I didn't feel like I was comfortable enough to have that conversation. Maybe she could have understood, but I really didn't even know how to understand what I was feeling, right? And I think that's something that, and like you said, with people's eyes on you, it feels like they are constantly trying to validate you as a mom. And I've got that in public before where Kofi had an accident where he had a cut around his face, someone on his face. And someone on the subway said to me, "What happened to his face?" And I said, "It was an accident." And he said, "It must be your ring. Take it off." And she
What?
stormed out. Yeah, she was at her stop, and then she said that, and she stormed out of the train. And I was in shock. I was in shock from that. Like, what just happened? And then some white lady, this was a black lady, right, that said that to me. And then a white young lady who was there, who witnessed everything, was like, "Oh, Don't worry about it. I'm sure you're a good mom. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't need nobody to validate me. I know I'm a good mom. You can't love me more than I love my own child, right? So I had to learn that, me being responsible for my child is my own. I don't need anybody to tell me whether I'm doing a good job or not. I just learned that everybody will have an opinion about how you should raise your child. And I'm the mom. I should know better. I'm not saying I know best. I should know better. I know my child better. I carried my child. So don't come and tell me how I should raise my child. You're not my mom or my sister or my family. So don't come and tell me how I should raise my child. So that's also something that I had to learn to deal with, especially as a young mom. And then also even breastfeeding in public. People are looking at you. You just
Sis, I really do not care. Oh my
I don't
God.
I don't care.
I just bring out my breastfeeding cover, sit
Yeah.
down wherever it is. I remember it was the particular mall. I think it was the one very close to the airport here in Edmonton. And that day my baby was really hungry. She just pooped. So I went to clean her up and I sat down there for over 40 minutes. And everybody that passed was looking at me and I'm like, I
Yeah.
really don't care if you look at
It's
me.
almost
My
it's
child
almost
wants
as
job.
if you're doing something that's not like you're doing something that's not natural, you know? A child is hungry and you give them food. So where the food is coming from is the problem. Like why have we sexualized our body so much that, your breast is not a sex object. So why do we have to look at it like that? Moms see breast differently. I don't see my breast and feel like this is something that has to fondle or do anything. No, I see my breast as food for my baby. And when my baby is hungry, I feed my baby wherever I am. And so, like you said, I always have a scarf or a cover and I breastfeed my child. And anyone who has a problem with that, it just really shows how, mentally I don't know. It's just, yeah, I can't fathom. I can't understand that.
It's just weird, and I hope that we get a society where even other moms don't shame other moms. And talking about all about us moms, how do you relax being a mom? Because I know that it's always go 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 every time. How do you take
Yeah,
time to
I hear
relax?
you. I just always tell myself that I'm a baby girl for life. I like I like taking care of myself. Sometimes I'm a mess for real. Like sometimes I don't feel like doing nothing. I just relax, but there are times when I just tell myself it's time to look after yourself, go for a walk. I'm blessed to have someone who supports me. My husband is great with Kofi. Sometimes Kofi is spending so much time with him, he doesn't even want me. So that I'm very happy for that. So he's
You're not
always like,
jealous.
well, oh yeah. So he's always like, well, do whatever you need to do to relax because I need my me time. And I love to take long showers. So I don't like to shower in a hurry. So now these are inexpensive things, right? You're not spending any money to do these things. Sometimes it's me sleeping in. I can stay in bed until 12 o'clock on a weekend. I work on a weekend, so on the weekend he could say, okay, go to the other room just so that your sleep is not disturbed. So that's just really how I learned to enjoy my time. And sometimes it could be shopping. I enjoy taking care of myself. I enjoy taking care of myself.
It's weird. Okay, so what I
Yeah.
was trying to say was I'm a very very whatever person with money. I think some of the things that I try to sometimes spend on myself, um do I spend on myself? To be very sincere,
Are you serious?
I'm actually thinking about it. I
You
actually
don't want to be
don't.
my friend though.
To be very sincere, I'm thinking about it in the last 6 months. I would say maybe the only thing I remember I bought for myself, the last time I bought something for myself was on my birthday. I bought a dress for myself.
Wow.
That was last year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I know I remember that one day I saw on a friend's Insta story, and she said once she cooks, she serves herself first and eats, then calls everybody. I'm like, really? I don't even remember. I can't lie to you. Like
Yeah,
I would
it's
have probably served everybody first, then I remember, oh, I know you've not eaten. Then I pick.
that's me. That's me as well.
So
That's me.
for spending, I think the only thing I would say I bought recently, and I don't see that spending on myself literally was my makeup was is running low. And I'm like, okay, I've been trying to post this thing since. And then okay, let me quickly buy another one. I think that's the only thing I need to
That's
change.
interesting.
I
That's
need to
interesting.
change.
But you know what? As long as you're happy,
My sister, my question to myself always is, do I really need it? And I think that's why I have not been spending on myself. There's so many clothes in the house, and to be very sincere, there's no way I'm going to than
exactly.
church
I hear
and
you.
come back home.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm not going to guilt trip myself.
I hear you. For me, I think it's just from a place of pampering. I just feel like I have put myself second place for so long. And so now that I'm feeling comfortable, I have a good job, and making extra income, I feel like I can take care of myself a bit more now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that's why I do what I do. So it's not, I spend money, I save money, so it's not like I spend without
That's
saving.
blowing money.
But yeah, I just I like to take care of myself. Look at me, man. Baby girl
Pamper,
for life.
pamperlola.com. People, let's
I say when my son gets older, if he's with a girl that I don't like, I'm going to tell that girl I'm his girlfriend. Leave my man alone.
oh my god, guys, we don't want to end this video, but we have to end it. But I'm super excited that we're going to be putting this out here. Tell
Yes.
us in the comment section, what are the things as moms that you've kind of held yourself back from doing since you gave birth, and what are the things you want to do moving forward? So before you go, what were your last words to a young mom out there going through life, hustling up and down? What would be your last words to them?
What would be my last word? Like my mom told me when I first had my son, your life does not begin and end as a mother. Now that you become a mother, as much as you have someone to be accountable for, you have to take care of someone. You have to be more responsible. Also, take care of yourself. Also, remember that you're a person. You're not just a mom. You're a woman. You're so much more than just a mom. So, take care of yourself. Like I keep saying, you can't give what you don't have. If you do not nourish your spirit, if you do not take care of your physical health, you can't give your child that. So take care of yourself. Be happy. Yeah.
Take care of yourself, be happy, and be a baby girl for
Be
life.
a baby girl for life.
Guys, we come to the end
Don't
of
let
this.
people. You know something, sis. I need
Mm,
to talk about this. One of the things that you mentioned, I had to learn. I had to learn that everybody's bodies are different. Do not let people who have great snapbacks fool you. Do not let people who tell you they have no stretch marks fool you. Do not be hard on yourself. If unfortunately you're married to a man who sees stretch marks and complains, you know what? Like my sister tells me, a woman has to face death to bring life. You cannot go through childbirth and remain the same. Your life cannot remain the same. Physically, emotionally, mentally, in every way, your life
even
changes.
spiritually.
Spiritually, your life changes. So if anybody, the society, your husband, your mother-in-law, they put pressure on you to be someone else because you just had a baby, you know what? Prioritize yourself. Just shut those people out. Unfortunately, there are women who are married to men who worry about flappy breasts, flappy bellies, slippery breasts, stretch marks. You know what? Just pray for them. Pray for them that they do not have to go through all the emotional changes that you've been through, because it's not easy. Woman, give yourself some grace. Give yourself, you're a powerful woman, you're strong. You've gone through what some people go through and die. So if you've gone through that alone and you're alive, that's all the glory that you need. You don't need your husband to praise you or anybody. give yourself some grace. Just realize how powerful you are to be able to bring life into this world. That's all you need to know. Don't let nobody fool you about flat belly or curvy buttocks or round orangey
Let him
breasts.
go and create the person.
Yeah,
That's all I will
yeah,
say. Guys, the video You're Beautiful is on my channel. I'll link this. You're beautiful. You are amazing. You are a boss. You are everything. So don't let
yeah,
anything and anyone fool you that you're less than that.
yes,
You
yes,
are
and
a
yeah,
cooperator with God. Always remind
yes.
yourself.
I
And
agree.
and I pray and I hope that a lot of moms that watch this actually just give themselves a pat on the back and say,
Yeah,
you're doing well.
you're
You're
doing
doing
well.
well.
You're doing well.
Guys, don't forget to go subscribe to Lola's YouTube
Thank
channel and
you.
make sure that you share her videos, and you learn a couple of things, and put in the comment section what you've gotten from this video. Till we see you next time, go watch
Thank
our
you so
videos.
much for having
Thanks,
me.
sis. I celebrate you. God bless you.
Thank you. Bless
Bye.
you.